Welcome to Echoes of the Day, Week Recap, where we rewind the clock and uncover the most fascinating moments from this week in history. From turning points in world events to curious facts you might have missed, let's explore how the past continues to echo into our lives today. And don't forget to check out our daily shorts for bite-sized history every day of the week. On April 20th, 1973, former U.S. Attorney General John Mitchell testified before a grand jury, admitting to meetings about wiretapping the Democratic National Committee during the Watergate scandal. Though he denied approving the plan, his statements contradicted earlier testimonies, fueling national outrage and escalating the scandal. And in pop culture, 420 became a global cannabis symbol. It all began with a group of California high schoolers in the 1970s who met at 4:20 p.m. to smoke marijuana. Their code went viral through Grateful Dead fans and the magazine High Times, making April 20th an unofficial holiday for cannabis culture. On April 21st, 2025, the world mourned the passing of Pope Francis. He died at 7:35 a.m. from complications caused by a cerebral stroke. Now lying in state at St. Peter's Basilica, his modest burial is set for April 26th, fulfilling his final wishes. April 22nd, 1970, marked the first ever Earth Day. Sparked by environmental disasters and the iconic Earthrise photo from space, over 20 million Americans rallied for the planet. The movement led to historic legislation, like the Clean Air Act and the founding of the Environmental Protection Agency. In 2000, 6-year-old Elian Gonzalez was seized by armed U.S. agents in a pre-dawn raid in Miami. The move ended a dramatic custody battle as Elian was reunited with his father and eventually returned to Cuba. The event sparked intense debates about immigration, family rights, and international politics. On April 23, 1971, hundreds of Vietnam veterans gathered in Washington, D.C. In protest of the war, they hurled their medals and ribbons over a wire fence near the Capitol, a powerful statement of disillusionment with the conflict and the government. Also on this day in 1924, Wrigley Field broke new ground, with the first ever regular radio broadcast of a Cubs home game. It was a historic moment that forever changed how Americans consumed sports. Fast forward to 2025, the Cubs triumphed in a wild 11-10 showdown against the Dodgers, highlighted by extra innings, momentum shifts, and one unforgettable night at Wrigley. April 24th, 1915, the beginning of the Armenian Genocide. The Ottoman Empire initiated mass arrests and deportations of Armenian intellectuals in Constantinople, marking the start of a campaign that claimed an estimated 1.5 million lives. To this day, it remains one of the most solemn commemorations of 20th century atrocities. On April 25, 1945, Soviet and American forces met at the Elbe River in Germany. Known as Elbe Day, this symbolic handshake signaled the near end of World War II in Europe and marked a rare moment of unity between future Cold War rivals. It's also Anzac Day, a day of remembrance for Australians and New Zealanders who landed at Gallipoli in 1915. Across the globe, ceremonies honor the courage and sacrifice of these soldiers. April 26, 1986, the Chernobyl disaster. A routine safety test spiraled into catastrophe when Reactor 4 at the Chernobyl nuclear power plant exploded. The radioactive fallout spread across Europe, displacing hundreds of thousands and leaving lasting health and environmental damage. It remains the world's worst nuclear accident to this day. Thanks for joining me on this journey through time. If you enjoyed this recap, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more history that hits close to home. This was Echoes of the Day, Week Recap, and I'll see you next week for more moments that shape the world.